The following game has been rated T for teen by the ESRB for fantasy violence, mild language, and drug references. That means anyone under the age of 13 should not be watching this video. You have been warned.
Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we're returning back to Starpoint Gemini Warlords. So the premise of the Starpoint series is that you are a starship captain doing starship things. And what separates the Starpoint Gemini Warlords game from the rest of the series is that while you still play as a starship captain to do starship things, you can construct and command whole fleets of AI-controlled vessels to basically do the heavy lifting and grunt work and what generally happens, backup in terms of massive fleet battles. And it basically play a real-time strategy game in the background of doing your starship captain-y things. In a star system known as Gemini, which was originally settled by Earth back God knows when. They fought a war of independence because that's what human colonies generally do once they feel that they're self-sufficient and wish to govern their own destiny, and the old government that founded the colony says, no, here's your yoke. Yoke? Yoke? Doesn't matter. Anyway. So they fought a war of independence, reality-bending weapons were used, and managed to sever the Gemini system off from the rest of everywhere. And come eventually, they managed to reconnect with the rest of everywhere. The old Earth Empire invades, I believe. I haven't played that far into the second one, so I'm not entirely certain. But at some point, the old Earth Empire gets invaded by aliens and utterly destroyed, and the sole survivors manage to make it to Gemini before they seal the pathway to everywhere again. And the old Earth Empire faction settles in a far-flung planet known as Phaneros and becomes an organization known as the Solari Concord, of which your character is a member. So the Solari Concord is not really well liked in terms of the rest of the Gemini system, seeing as how they are, if not basically the old Earth Empire rebranded, descendants of the old Earth Empire. But that doesn't stop us from making friends and enemies, and to thwart the plans and machinations, to thwart the plans of the enemies, we are convinced to build a massive planet-killing weapon, which throughout the whole of the series, if you haven't seen any of the prior episodes, I've always questioned. I mean, I'm one for the first kind of peace, that of cooperation. So if we can get on good terms with our neighbors and everybody lives peace and happily and there's no need or want for anything, then we're good. But we build this massive planet-killing weapon known as the Proxima, and to be fair, it doesn't really kill the planet, it just kills everything on it. But we build the Proxima, and it promptly gets stolen. So then we do this whole thing where we get the Proxima back, and at the tail end of it, we meet the Central Worlds Alliance, which is a powerful faction which up to that point I have never heard of before. Because apparently that's a thing in the Gemini system. I should pay more attention to the news. In general as well as in-game, but that's a moot point, and that's an issue of me. Which is also a moot point. So anyway, so we pissed them off by taking the Proxima back, and that's the end of the main campaign, and the game quickly rolls into some of the DLC content, which requires us to travel to the Starpoint of Gemini. Yes, apparently the Starpoint is an actual thing in-game, not just the name of the game series. And to investigate some sort of weird signal. So we investigate the weird signal. Turns out it's a trap from the Central Worlds Alliance to basically, well, take us out because they're still not happy we took our planet-killing weapon back. But in the midst of the conflict, the Starpoint opens up, and the so-called Emperor of Gemini, because apparently during the war, the system of Gemini had a king. I did not know this. The Gemini system doesn't seem like the place that has a king, but apparently it does. So, self-styled or not, he shows up in a ship far larger than anything else we've ever seen. And Bill basically says, hey, I'm here to take over again. And the Central Worlds Alliance flees. And for some reason, without any input from the player itself, our character decides to join with the Emperor of Gemini, probably because he has the biggest ship. And while the system of Gemini does not seem to be the place that has a sole monarch, it does seem to be the place where the guy with the biggest gun rules. And the self-styled Emperor of Gemini currently has the biggest gun. So he rules. But he tasks us with taking the planet of Nyx back for him, and to do that we have to fight a series of battles and take out a bunch of barracks and other guard posts to basically open up the path to the planet. And for those who haven't seen last episode, 2 episodes ago I got access to my own Titan, or Titan as they are called, known as the Juggernaut, which I promptly renamed because I like having all of my primary ships named after baked goods, but I'm weird like that. And anyway, so I wheeled the Titan that I picked up 2 episodes ago out of storage last episode, discovered that I needed a large pile of money to buy a whole pile of guns for it, but decided to basically use the thing while earning said money, and continuing on in the storyline as such. So my current massive super capital weapons platform that I fly around in is currently under weaponized, or at least underpowered as far as I'm concerned. But that's what the AI controlled fleet is for, basically, as I said before, doing the heavy lifting for you. As all AI companions generally do. And that's basically where we left it off at, right at the cusp of taking, I think, the zone before I have to take the planet. But it's, well, basically I'm there, and I may continue on with that. I may try to earn some more in-game currency to get more guns for the Titan vessel that I'm flying, but, you know, that's for the actual episode to, well, showcase. And with that out of the way, this game is, of course, made by... Thank you again. And that being said, let us begin.
It looks like we've stumbled upon the lackeys serving a wanted outlaw. How should we proceed, Captain?
I say we kill them. So this is our ship. This is the Cheesecake, as I believe it is called. It's running low on heavy weapons ammo. It flies like a brick and turns like one too.
All hands, fire at will.
But it is currently the biggest thing out there. So basically this vessel right here is a carrier, well, it's a Borealis class carrier. In fact, it's one of our War Masters, an AI NPC known as Terra Higgs, and
It used to be the largest ship out there until we came across the Titan. And the Titan is so massive, it looks like it makes the Borealis look small. Just to give you a size reference.
Target eliminated.
So, let's turn this thing at the speed of slow. And that is a battleship. Let's send troops over to said battleship. Just to see what happens.
Can we risk losing everything?
Probably. Get moving anyway.
It's been a hell of a ride.
Target destroyed.
Oh wow, 88%. I figured it would be lower. And they have failed to capture the vessel. Okay, fine. I'm perfectly fine just shooting the thing. Need coin, and capturing large vessels and selling them off is one way to get coin.
There's no shame in retreat.
But it's dead now.
The final outgoing message from the lackey has been traced, Captain. We've pinpointed the last known coordinates.
Okay, and he is there. It's actually far away. So it looks like the last fleet battle. Well, no, there's still one other zone. I was gonna say it looks like the last zone is there's only one more zone to take. But yes, fleet battles. So how it's been going is rather than just showing up and taking the zone control point, we show up to these fleet battles, fight said fleet battles, and it slowly whittles away the fleet power at the control point. And if the fleet power at the control point gets low enough, we instantly take the zone. So there's one more zone to take, and then it's the planet. Not certain if the planet's going to be doing anything different, but well, I guess we'll find out. Anyway, so fleet power is actually, well, for my side is actually lower than the fleet power for the CWA, the primary people we've been fighting. So that generally means that my side will most likely lose unless I show up and actually do something. Or are we doing?
Sublight.
Alright, so the first officer, because it's a storyline mission, states, Captain, the Concord has issued free T-Drive charges for any long-distance Concord-related missions. Concord is our Starbase HQ. Would you, it's also known as Concordia. Would you like to use T-Drive to travel to the chosen destination? So basically, the T-Drive is a fast travel system. Sure, why not? I mean, it's either that or just travel there normally. Saves 5 minutes of travel. And here we are. Did I mention this thing flies like a brick? It also has the speed of a snail. We're just now getting up to sublight. And here we are. So, for fleet battles, the power meter up here denotes exactly the general balance of power between the two sides, and the more your color the bar is, the greater chance of you winning. So let's deploy fighters.
Is that you, Fluffy?
That one's dead. Oh look, a cruiser. And since this is a storyline mission, every vessel has biometric shielding, which means no boarding actions.
Enemy down. All hands be advised. We've entered a hostile region.
Ship severely damaged.
Alright, so that cruiser's now dead. Oh look, a dreadnought.
We've enemy target.
Cool.
The ship won't last much longer.
Use all the special abilities, even though my ship is so massive you can't see them anymore.
Kill the engines, kill the burrow.
We'll paint your interior red.
I remember looking at dreadnoughts and thinking, dear God, these things are massive. Now, not so much when compared to this thing. Part of me does wonder exactly how quickly these things.
A curse upon your ship.
Part of me does wonder how quickly these battles will be won once I get every turret available on this dreadnought of the Titan.
Shields down. Fires on some decks.
I'm fairly certain you got more than fires on some decks. You're about to go boom, and so you do. And then I shoot the corpse.
I'll go out with a bang.
I'm sure you will.
Target neutralized.
So that one's dead now. This one's actually perfectly fine.
Should we continue?
Was perfectly fine. Now it's gone. Is this the last vessel? No, there's one more vessel left, as denoted by this symbol right down here. And the last vessel standing is a gunship. May the gods have mercy upon its soul, even though it's now dead. Alright, so we win. So let's recall the fighters. Alright, and fleet power was 80,000 some odd, and now it's 75,000. So let's just quickly, now in addition to the storyline T drives, I can also use regular T drive, well, T drives normally, which is a consumable item, and I'm jumping away because those fleet battles just keep coming and coming and coming and coming, and well, they keep showing up, and if I stick around too long, I'll just get dragged into another one, and I wanted to do something other than fighting just storyline battles over and over again. I wanted to take out this pirate to see if I can get enough money to buy new turrets. And case in point, here's another one. And case in point, my side once again no longer has not enough fleet power compared to the CWA. Now, if I lose the fleet battle or just ignore it, I believe the approximate fleet power will actually increase as opposed to decreasing, and I don't know if it gets high enough, I actually lose this zone and then I have to fight to take it back as well. But I wish to go pirate hunting for coin. And we have located the bounty. And he's in a Fenrir cruiser. Yeah, apparently also has a friend. Nope, that's just a hologram. Never mind. To point out, this guy was in a cruiser. One of his lackeys was in a bigger, more powerful ship. Also, again, can't really take it through boarding action.
Well done. Our rewards will surely be bountiful. Sorry, Captain.
I think you tried to make a joke there. Oh well. Alright, so that was him. And let's head to
Changing
Odessa
course.
Freeport Station.
Affirmative.
Because
Engage
it's in the
sublight.
way. Along the way. Alright, so here we are at a neutral third-party outpost. Surprised the Titan could actually fit in here. The cheesecake, as I've been calling it. So, let's get out and just sell all the random stuff we picked up from killing all the enemies that we have. And also rearm the vessel because we're actually running low on heavy weapon ammo. But if I look at loadout, should have enough to get one more turret per side. Yeah. And here I thought I was actually at 5 turrets apiece already, so I was like, this will be the last time I need to get an extra turret for the back quarter, but apparently I'm off by 1 on all sides, so. Pick up random weapons as well. Look at the jobs board. I have an installation defense mission for 4 point some odd million. And that is actually the highest paying mission here, so rather than continuing on in the war, let's go do this one. So just simply because
Initiating sublight.
it should give me enough money to actually get, well, another round of turrets. And then the back arc or aft arc should be completely maxed out on turrets. Then I don't need to, if I want to keep them even, I don't need to rack up 10 million a time just to get 4 turrets. Alright, and so here we are. Now, defensive missions are slightly different from offensive missions. Offensive
We've
missions
arrived at
are...
the construction site. Most of these defense systems are not operational, and some are beyond repair. So we should hurry up and transport our technicians to start repairs. We're transporting delicate repair equipment, so we need to get closer than usual for transport.
Alright, so as I was saying, difference between defensive and offensive missions is offensive, you show up to break something, whereas defensive, you're here to protect it. And in addition to your fleet and you and the object you're trying to protect, you also have access to these defensive satellites, but they're all currently offline and broken and not working. And you have what looks like a minute or so to fly over and to each and every one, as least as many as you can get, and teleport technicians over. And try to get as many online as you can. And I mean, to be fair, so it's off, but it's at full health, which, you know, isn't really useful. But as I was saying,
Target destroyed.
huh, that's a lot of enemies just showing up right there. You know, so the defensive turrets kind of help out, but you never have enough time to actually, well, get to all of them. I'm lucky if I get to 2 or 3. That's even in a ship that doesn't move slower than molasses in winter. Up north, where it's cold.
By all that is right, avenge me!
Target destroyed.
Apparently more enemies are warping in, as seen by these guys right here. Right, and I actually have less chance of taking the bridge now than I did the last time, and it failed. And I flew into the very thing I'm trying to protect. Oh, you're a battleship. You're a dead battleship.
Severe damage on all levels.
Enemy down.
And a military fleet battle has started in the same place. I'm guessing the old one was lost. I didn't actually stop to look at that.
You won't take us alive.
People seem confused. I'm not planning on taking anybody alive.
I've seen asteroids put up a better fight.
Target destroyed.
Shields down. Fires on some decks. We'll drink some hogwash in heaven. You'll pay for this, bruh.
I'm sure you think I will.
The best of us. Conceal in your ship.
Target destroyed.
Everyone to the escape pods.
Hostile target eliminated.
So that one's dead.
Mission completed. Time to bring the boys back home.
Alright, and we win. We get 4 million and change.
Affirmative. Changing course.
Apparently we are now allies
Initiating
with
sublight.
whoever owns this region. The Nixian Consortium. We are now apparently friends with them. Alright, so the fleet battle has been reset. And apparently my side now has more fleet power than theirs does. And the fleet power has actually not gone up. It's still at 75,000. That's interesting. Hey, and so here we are back again. So let's just again sell off everything we picked up. We're on the vessel. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway. More turrets. Alright, and actually have enough currency to get one more turret, so let's actually put one extra one on the front facing of the vessel. And I've maxed out all the turrets on the back.
We read you very well.
Alright, so let's head off to the sleep battle, just simply because, I mean, I got nothing better to do. I'm curious, if I don't participate in the fleet battle and the AI still wins, does the fleet power go down? I mean, now my fleet power is actually lower than theirs, so I'm not entirely certain they are going to win. I mean, right now my fleet is, well, my AI fleet is now 2 carriers, a dreadnought, a cruiser, 2 destroyers, a frigate, and 2 corvettes, versus 4 dreadnoughts and 1 cruiser. So I don't know if all of my stuff can take out all of their stuff. Conversely, theoretically, I could just simply head straight to the barracks and fight 75,000 fleet power worth of stuff, but that's just silly. Especially considering my primary fleet, arguably my only fleet, consists of a fleet power of just shy of 50,000.
HQ sends word that one of our fleets have finished their task.
Oh, goody.
That can't be your best, can it?
Does it matter? I mean, they managed to take out one of my carrier and all but 1 dreadnought and 1 destroyer, and they're now down to 2 dreadnoughts and 1 cruiser. And I'm still over a minute out. Well, I still have over a minute left before it's decided. And now my fleet has shown up. So, kind of moot point.
Stay right there, bruh. I'm coming.
Hostile region entered.
Yeah, we've been in a hostile region. What else is new? Away from? I think I'm actually flying away from the vessel. Hard to tell which side's the front and which side's the back when sunlight puts everything in shadow.
Initiating sublight.
Of course, you know, by the time I actually get up to sublight, I'll be completely turned around and be flying past the thing in an opposite direction. Or not. I'm still flying past the thing. But it still does.
One of our fleets have finished their job.
I believe we've completed the fleet battle.
All decks were flying through hostile space.
Which means fleet power is now 62,500.
HQ reports one of our fleets have returned.
No, my civilian fleets that I sent out, because apparently I now have 11 of them, are all now coming back in. And fleet battle has been joined. Part of the reason why last time I just wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible, because this happens, and then I feel obligated just to participate. Next thing I know, I've conquered everywhere. Accidentally, I should point out. With sheer grit, determination, and luck. Moving on.
Mom? Pa? Is that you, Fluffy? Everyone, to the escape pods!
Just deploy the fighters.
Scatter my ashes across the sun.
Engaging sublight.
Stay right there, Burra. I'm coming. Our flight has reached its end.
Target eliminated.
So at least one fleet failed in this mission.
HQ sends word that one of our fleets have finished their task. Enemy down.
The car is mid-range! All hands!
Target eliminated.
Once again, I think I'm flying towards the thing, but it turns out I'm actually flying away from it, because I cannot tell the front from the back on this thing. So we'll just pull this small little loop.
Target eliminated.
And head back to the battle.
Dying is the last thing I'll do. Today, I enter history.
Supporting casualties.
Initiating sublight.
Once again, I fly past because I'm not paying attention. Okay, that one goes.
No more. Please, no more.
Then surrender.
We destroyed an enemy target.
Structural integrity heavily compromised. Life support failing. You'll pay for this, Burra. Captain dead. Reporting casualties. I'd like to keep my ship in one piece, thank you.
Alright, and we win yet again. One of these days I'm going to get the camera right. Alright, so fleet power is now down to 50,000. So it seems like it's 12,500 per fleet battle, so in about 4 fleet battles, the fleet power should be at 0. Call the fighters. Both said I have enough money to buy 1 turret. And the fleet battle has begun again.
Hostile space.
You know what the whole small moving slow moving vessel. I can't talk anymore. I'm beginning to see why the AI has its massive super capital ships just sit there. opposed to flying around like it's a smaller vessel.
The ship can't stand this much beating.
We'll drink some hogwash in heaven.
Engaging hostiles.
Yeah, I guess this view might be slightly better to see what I'm shooting at. To be fair, I've never actually played with cameras before, so new experience. And it goes away. Huh. Forward shields actually went down to almost 1/4.
That cheap shot was your last. Curse upon your ship.
I think I'll stay with this view for now, just, well, at least in combat, just so that way I don't accidentally fly past the enemies and not realizing it. Plus, I can see where all the weapons fire goes, making it much more interesting from a visual perspective. Of course, it doesn't help the fact that I'm kind of out of range. I think the range on these weapons is
I'd like to keep my ship in one piece, thank you.
3,000 or so. I'd say that as they start opening up on, like, things 5,000 space units away.
Target destroyed.
I'm guessing that right there is the planet I need to take.
We've destroyed an enemy target.
Some Burai is attacking us.
And the last one standing is a gunship, was a gunship, and it's now gone. And we win. Again. And fleet power is now down to 37,500. You know, for all the amount of time that I've played this game, I've never played with the camera. So I kind of didn't know that there was a normal view, which is what I'm currently seeing, a turreted view, which apparently... well, apparently points the camera in the same direction. Mounted camera, which allows me to see the front of the vessel. And then a normal view, which is basically mounted, but without the vessel in the way. And the next fleet battle has started, so let's get back into mounted camera view because it right now is much more interesting.
All
let's actually
wings
deploy
launch
fighters
as soon
just
as
to,
ready.
well, because.
Target eliminated.
I'd like to point out, I've only got like half the turrets currently on the vessel. Just imagine what this will look like with every turret.
Still like to gamble, eh?
Of course, the one problem with only being able to see out the front of the ship is I have no idea what's currently behind me. But the turrets can still shoot at things, so they're just going to shoot at things.
Curse upon your ship. You won't take us alive.
You paid for this, Hermit. I'll make sure.
I'd like to point out, I can't turn around fast enough, and the turrets have already killed pretty much everything.
The end is done. Ship is taking your voice.
That ship's practically dead. Now it is.
What's your problem, Kurt?
Oh, right now you, in fact, you are in my way.
Smart at all.
As I basically plow into it. Then everything hits. Something good must have exploded because the camera showed it.
Target destroyed. All hands be advised. We've entered a hostile region.
Sorry, bouncing into my own vessels now. That frigate's now dead. All that's left is this cruiser by the looks of it.
All decks were flying through hostile
Just
space.
recall the fighters, just reset away, don't forget that they're still out there again, and I leave.
We're dangerously close to dying.
And we managed to capture the zone, so this was the last fleet battle. And then... well, I'm assuming it's supposed to be the first officer, because last time I checked I was the captain, but apparently we say captain, long distance communication incoming. Or I'm just sending it out. It says, we are ready whenever you are to bring end to this charade. I have no idea what that was about, but okay. And so we've captured the zone, so all that's left is, I guess, the actual planet of Nits.
Affirmative.
So let's go there and see what happens. I mean, technically what I probably should do is just refit and rearm. Reload the weapons, all that fun stuff. Let's say buy a turret or two, but I don't have enough for 2 turrets. Now down to 2 cruisers, although I still have all the carriers and war masters that I normally have. And here we are. The Emperor has taken the field himself, personally. So, Stanman Loras, I'm guessing the guy in charge of the Core Worlds Alliance. Oh, it's Core Worlds. I thought it was Central Worlds. Oh well. Hostile forces, I command you in the name of the Core Worlds Alliance, cease your efforts. I'm going to say the answer is no. And reply with, you are clearly outnumbered. Surrender and we will spare your people. To which he replies with, surrender? Surrender and submit to whom? This fake emperor? Or even worse, to the Concord? Or should I already call you the new empire? And Zaldar Hargraves, the so-called King of Gemini, Emperor I guess or Emperor I guess his title is, fake, you have no clue about the forces I have amassed through my ventures outside of Gemini. This so-called Titan was merely a ship that was small enough to pass through the experimental wormhole to get here. A whole armada of army vessels awaits on the other side. She implies with, good, great, it satisfies me that they will never be able to reach us, but the Harmonizer is no more. We are fighting for nothing at all. The Harmonizer is now the Legion, repurposed permanently. I feel like I should know what the Harmonizer is. Probably the thing that opens up the pathway to everywhere else. And I'm guessing the Legion is their Titan. So the Emperor says, impossible! To which we reply with, there's no room for speculation. Disable the Legion.
Emperor Zaldar to all forces. Engage.
So the Legion is their Titan. We also have a couple carriers. Deploy the fighters.
You're good to go.
There's one thing about mounted camera view is I can't really see the status of the shields. And I'm still in sublight.
Not today, Burra.
As that cruiser's dead.
Time to die.
As is that cruiser.
Attacking ship. Prepare to be neutralized.
We're taking heavy damage.
So, think you can take me on?
That was a bad choice. I'll have to teach you a lesson, Kurt.
Oops, sorry.
You're postponing the inevitable.
As I fly into my own vessel again. I'm guessing, yeah, everything's got biometric shielding. Try not to fly into the Emperor, even though I do so. Really not only fly into, but shoot through as well. Okay. That one's gone. As is that carrier.
All systems failing.
Target neutralized. Aft shield is at half capacity.
I'll take your ship as reward.
Alright, since no one's moving, let's just park it here and just wail on the thing. I would say I'm fairly certain that this is the last vessel of theirs, but I think they actually got 2 left. Interesting, they actually have 2 Titans here, the Defiance and the Legion. Let's just wail on the one we don't need to take. And you are now pacified. Let's kill this battleship.
Time to die.
Target eliminated. Enemy down.
As I lose one of my vessels.
Your explosion will light the sky.
Because I'm assuming that was one of mine, and what am I keep getting smacked with? That or they have their own Borealis carriers, which makes no sense. Because I think these are actually holograms. So, let's actually just focus on the Titan.
You picked on the wrong girl. We won't go down easily.
They might be getting the best of us.
Might be. Focus on the thing that isn't see-through. First Officer states, sir, we are detecting commotion on the Legion. Dress calls all over the place. Then Laurel Keswick, aide-de-camp, First Officer to the Emperor, Cuddle Buddy to the Emperor says, now there are no more life signals on the Legion, so it's at, was at half health and suddenly everybody's dead? And then the Emperor says, what kind of trickery is that? And Pandora, whom I have absolutely no idea who that is, says uses biological waste, full control over the vessel acquired, boosting ship systems, success. Apparently our character doesn't even know who Pandora is because he states, what are you? Not who are you, but what are you? Pandora says, I am Pandora. Abandon all hope. Cease your claims to the territories of the Gemini system. Submit to our total control as vessels for our use. Well, like you need ships or like the fleshy bits? And Zaldor Hargrave says, pitiful AI, you will perish as the rest of my foes did. To which Pandora says, glory to the Al-Shirari, which is the alien race that basically destroyed the old Earth Empire. And then she, I'm assuming Pandora's a she, just says die. To which our character says, Al-Shiari, I have a bad feeling about this. Send out an emergency code to the HQ. Prepare the Proxima.
Protocol
shield down to 25%, Captain.
Apparently, we're no longer doing any damage to the Titan. Or the Legion, I should say. Alright, so let's get moving. Also, boost the shield because,
Front shield down to 25%, Captain.
well, shields are being dropped.
Affirmative.
Cloak the
Engaging
vessel.
Cloak.
And recall the fighters.
That cheap shot was your last.
Now we can still damage the Legion. It's now at 49% health. But with practically no shields, it's probably a bad idea just to sit there and take a pummeling.
All weapons fire at will.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's going after the hologram. Assuming that even is a hologram.
Target eliminated.
Which first officer says ashes to weapons? I have no idea what that is, but okay. Unless it's eliminate everybody but the big thing.
Starboard shield is at half capacity.
Right, as I pretty much
I was thinking you were smart.
lose my starboard shield completely.
We all shall burn.
I'm assuming this is Pandora talking, because somebody said, "Arise, my puppets." That is once again a hologram.
But I fought better.
All wings launch as soon as ready.
Alright. Everybody pummel the Titan. And then Pandora states activating defense field. Assuming that's a bad thing. Then Laurel Keswick says, "Sir, its defenses are impenetrable at regular ordnance." And then the Emperor replies with, "The Kern has outplayed us." And I say, "First, is the Proxima ready?" And the first officer says, "Yes, sir." Alright. And then I reply with, "We have a total deal with this issue. Deploy the Proxima."
Shield defense matrix activate.
Somewhere, the Proxima just showed up. Alright, and then I state, "We need to defend the Proxima until it charges up." Alright, where's the Proxima? Also, let's just repair the hull, just simply because we do have some damage. Oh, there we are. course, I'm not exactly certain how we're to defend the ship when the only thing that, unless the holograms can actually cause damage. Kind of be annoying, but oh well. And anyway, our supermassive capital weapon is here.
Arise, my puppets.
Alright, so clearly they were going to say something, but got cut off by Pandora. I was right. It's the AI that says those things.
Engaging hostiles.
I was seeing if I needed the heavy weapons for that, but okay.
Take form and engage.
Alright, 2 minutes before the Proxima fully charges.
No more! Please, no more!
You better flee like the insect you are.
Arise, my puppets.
1 minute until the Proxima's charged. We call the fighters just because.
Kern, you will not win this fight.
So you think?
I got you in my sights. Reports of excessive damage through all decks.
9 seconds until the Proxima's charged. Proxima's now charged. Part of me does actually want to get a good view. And then the Proxima dies. Okay. Didn't realize I was that close to losing. So here we go.
Initiating sublight.
Let's try this again. I'm curious. I know the video is running long, but I'm curious to actually see what happens.
This is no true end.
Fire at will command executed.
We'll paint your interior red.
T-jump protocol engaged.
Just go.
We're going down.
flight.
Mom? Paul? Is that you, Fluffy?
So this is basically the same fight that we were doing. Alright, so here we go. Danman Loras once again tells us to cease fire. We tell him to surrender. He says no. The Emperor says that, well, he calls the Emperor names. The Emperor gets angry. Then he says no, and that he can't get his other larger, more powerful vessels through, because apparently the thing that is used to reopen the gate to anywhere else has now been turned into, well, the Titan itself.
Emperor Saldur to all forces. Engage.
All squadrons launch.
I gotta remember what exactly the maximum range of my weapons is. Apparently it's 6,000.
We destroyed an enemy target.
Did we? I mean, I'm fairly certain these are all holograms.
We're in no shape to continue.
Alright, where's their other Titan? The Defiance, I believe it's called.
Systems close to shutting down.
Target is down. Target destroyed.
So that's the Legion. Let's figure out where the front of my vessel is. Seeing the other vessel, the other Titan. Interesting.
You picked on the wrong girl.
Let's shoot this then. Into the thing, and starboard shields are well gone.
I hope your cargo hold has room for my missiles.
So let's boost the shields. park directly behind it and just keep wailing. There, Higgs is down to 3/4 health. Get a little bit closer, just so I can use my special abilities. Now it's down to half health. Alright, and then now we start detecting commotion aboard the Legion. Everybody apparently dies on the Legion. The AI takes over. Introduces herself as Pandora. Declares that the Gemini system is hers. Decides to join the Al-Shiari. And then we tell them to call the Proxima, as we keep wailing upon it. And then Higgs goes bye-bye. So we just blow up her carrier and well, consume the corpse. Alright, and that gets her down to 25% health, so she activates the defensive field. Defenses are impenetrable to regular ordnance. The Emperor says we better unplayed. We ask our first officer if the Proxima's ready, and then we summon the Proxima. Now I have to defend the Proxima. You defend the Proxima until it charges up. So we have 4 minutes to defend the Proxima, wherever the Proxima is. We need to do it without Terra Higgs, because her ship got blown up, and then we basically took out the carcass for, well, scrap. And there's the Proxima.
I'd like to keep my ship in one piece, thank you.
It is considered a good idea.
Take form and engage.
Now, I don't know if these holograms are actually doing damage to anything, or it's like the only real true threat is from the Legion.
Arise, my puppets.
Starboard shield is at half capacity.
It's kind of a little bit less than half capacity. It's actually at a third capacity. Proxima's in the way. Let's switch to the mounted camera.
Sure like to gamble, eh?
Take form and engage.
Alright, give the main turrets some chance to recharge. I'm actually not seeing any weapons fire from the Legion. I would just wonder if it's in fact the holograms that are doing the damage. I wouldn't think holograms would be able to do that, but there's an advanced AI, so maybe? I guess it depends upon how sophisticated the hologram is. I mean, in Star Trek, they're known as, well, they're called photonic fields and force fields. You know, and force fields are designed to prevent solid matter from passing through them. So I guess if you have an energy field strong enough to actually cause damage to physical objects, you can get a hologram that does damage to something.
Arise, my puppets. Take form and engage.
Alright, so now the Proxima's fully charged, and this is probably the best angle I'm going to get, and I know what happened last time, so let's just open fire. Goodbye. Alright, so she says a whole bunch of things to activate something, but apparently Pandora can't turn things on in time. So the first officer says the Pandora is out, but the Legion is still functional. And then Zaldor Hargrave says, regret, your tool of destruction is Regent. Gotta read what's there. Regent, your tool of destruction is magnificent. You can't have it. It's mine. Then Laurel Keswick says, Sir, sorry to interrupt your celebration, but I have some bad news. The Emperor replies with, you really know how to cheer me up. And then Laura replies with, according to the logs from Legion, Laura was telling the truth. The Harmonizer was dismantled and used for empowering the Legion and Pandora. And then Zelda replies with, no, it cannot be. How was it even possible for something like Pandora and Legion to come to fruition? Gemini had no tools and knowledge for such powerful devices. I mean, no one has tools and knowledge for powerful devices until they invent said powerful devices. Then Laura replies with, it is not Gemini technology, it is much worse. Those Al-Shiari aliens had their hands in orchestrating all of this, and for quite a long time. To which I state, who would have guessed that those who were sworn to protect Gemini from foreign forces ended up being controlled by one of them? That is interesting. Then Laura states, according to the logs, it was Nexus scientists under Dr. Scott who had obtained the technology from the alien race of Al-Shiari and modified it to human physiology. Dr. Scott was vanquished by Captain Adrian Faulkner. I'm guessing this happened in one of the prior games. It seemed that Pandora then went rampant, evolving on its own, mind-controlling, using some of the highest-ranking officers in Gemini for its own goals. If we hadn't defeated it, who knows what would have come of Gemini. And then the Emperor says, this is just too much, I can't, how will we return? My empire and my family is back there. To which Laura states, I don't know. And then the Emperor says, Commander, I need some rest. The spoils are rightfully yours. Meet me at my camp in a few days. Apparently we pick up yet another Titan. And the Proxima leaves. And there's still this hologram of the Legion. And it goes away. Alright, so apparently I need to go to a waypoint now. This waypoint specifically. But we captured the planet of Nyx, so let's just head back there.
Affirmative. Engage sublight.
Just to see what's here. So this is the planet that we've long fought for. So this stuff. Repair and rearm. There's actually a shipyard here, interesting. You can pick up a gunship, a frigate, a cruiser, a freightliner, and a dreadnought. Okay. Alright, so what was added to the garage? Oh look, it's the Legion itself. Actually has slightly more turrets on the front and the back, and by slightly I mean one apiece. And holds even more heavy weapon ammo. Actually, no, that's not true. The Juggernaut has one more forward turret, whereas the Legion has one more aft turret. The side turrets are the same. The Legion does have 100,000 more hull points, as well as 400 more points of shield. Right, so I can't even afford to fully outfit the Juggernaut class Titan yet. How the hell am I going to pay for everything for the Legion? And the answer is probably the answer is take everything off the Juggernaut and put it on the Legion, that's how. And I do have 8.25 million credits. Could also technically sell one of these vessels, but personally I feel that that's counterproductive. Especially considering if I can't make or acquire more Titans in any other way, there's no way to get one back. And one technically hesitant to use the Legion. It's probably not going to be an issue with like storyline purposes, but there was an AI controlling the vessel, and it did kill off everybody currently aboard. And that seems like a very bad idea to have something like that as your capital vessel that you're currently on, even if it's no longer, well, an issue. But
See you again.
so I now have 2 Titans. I have to decide which Titan I wish to use. I also have to build a new vessel for Hicks because her Borealis got taken out. Yep, there it is. It's been added to the queue. And I also have another super capital ship point, so I can build yet another Borealis. And then just max out command points, building 2 more cruisers. So just get all of that into the works, as well as the one extra cruiser I just happen to have. And then I get to decide which Juggernaut I'm going to be playing, well, the next portion of the game as. Either keep the Juggernaut here, as I said, Juggernaut instead of Titan, or switch to the Legion and then have the exact same problems there. Although to remove the turrets, the exact same amount to put them on, so technically I could just pop off all the turrets off the Cheesecake, as I've been calling the Juggernaut, and just put them on the Legion, which would need a name, a different name, a better name, a name to strike fear into the hearts of the enemies. Yes, I'm going to name it after a baked good if I decide to use it. Thing is, I like cheesecake. Really like it. But moot point. But all of that's going to be another issue for another day, because I'm going to call it here. Everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.